The world watched as a nation struck back. In the dead of night, fire tore through steel, pride collapsed into the sea, and an empire woke up trembling. This was the moment Russia's illusion shattered as dark waves beneath the Crimean bridge shimmered under moonlight. Then a flash, a thunderous roar, tore through the silence, echoing across the Kerch Strait. Within seconds, a bridge once called unbreakable turned into a storm of flame and smoke. Drivers screamed, metal twisted, a fireball clawed at the sky. For years that bridge was more than steel, it was power, Putin's masterpiece, Russia's proud artery connecting its heart to occupied Crimea. The message behind its construction was clear: Crimea is forever ours. But on this night, Ukraine answered that claim with fire as dawn broke. Moscow woke to chaos. The bridge gone, trains halted, tank convoys stranded, military shipments frozen. Mid-route, the symbol of Russia's eternal control was now smoking wreckage. Inside the Kremlin, silence filled the situation room. Intelligence officers brought satellite images, ministers whispered. The president stared at a screen showing his $1 billion bridge burning live. What happened, he asked. No one dared to answer. Russia's propaganda network scrambled. They called it a technical accident, then terrorism, then foreign sabotage, but the truth couldn't be hidden anymore. Ukraine had struck deep into the heart of Russia's pride. This wasn't just an attack, it was chess. For months, Ukraine's intelligence gathered data, satellite patterns, drone footage, guard rotations. Western satellites helped map heat signatures on the bridge. Engineers identified the weakest load, bearing points. The plan wasn't to just damage, it was to cripple. And when the night was perfect, low tide, minimal radar coverage, they struck. Analysts later confirmed 2 precision drones traveling just meters above the water, carrying explosive payloads designed to detonate at structural joints. The explosion was surgical. It didn't just blow apart concrete, it collapsed an empire's narrative. In southern Ukraine, soldiers cheered. We hit it, we hit the damn bridge, one shouted in radio footage later released online. The morale surge was immediate, but on the Russian side, chaos erupted, fuel lines broke, troop supply collapsed, commanders panicked. Within days, Ukrainian forces pushed forward. Kherson, Zaporizhia, Melitopol all saw movement. The front lines shifted because one bridge fell. That's the power of precision in modern warfare. One target one night and the balance of a war can tilt. In Kiev, officials smiled carefully before cameras. They didn't claim responsibility outright, but one statement said it all: any structure used for occupation is a target. No admission, no denial, just quiet confidence. Meanwhile, across social media, videos of the explosion went viral. TikTok, Telegram, Twitter, millions watched the moment that humiliated Russia's image. Memes, songs, murals. Ukraine turned the blast into art. A destroyed bridge became a national symbol of defiance. Moscow erupted in fury. Russian state TV presenters shouted, "Retaliate, bomb Kiev." The Kremlin ordered missile strikes on power plants and railways. Cities across Ukraine went dark, but even as the lights went out, one flame kept burning. The spirit of resistance inside Putin's circle. Fear grew. If Ukraine could hit Crimea, what about Moscow? What about the Black Sea Fleet? What about the pipelines? The unspoken truth hung heavy. They're not untouchable anymore. As the physical bridge fell, another bridge up. Information collapsed too. Russian media lost control of the narrative. For the first time, even inside Russia, citizens doubted the invincibility of their military. How could Ukraine reach so far, they asked. State censors deleted questions, blocked comments, but the videos kept circulating. That's modern battlefield truth versus illusion, and Ukraine had just won the perception war. Crimea went silent, supermarkets ran out of supplies, gasoline lines stretched for miles. Panic filled the air. Are they coming here next? Whispered one resident. The psychological collapse was faster than the physical one. A peninsula once celebrated as Russia's forever land was now a ticking clock of fear. The residents who had celebrated annexation now faced isolation and realization. For years that bridge stood as Putin's greatest symbol of permanence. He drove across it himself in 2018, cameras flashing, waving like a conqueror. Now those same cameras captured his pride crumbling. A Ukrainian journalist wrote, "We didn't destroy a bridge, we destroyed a lie." That sentence went viral. The truth was clear: the bridge was never about transport, it was about power, and power, when built on stolen ground, always cracks. The world watched in shock and awe. Western nations quietly applauded, calling it strategic brilliance. China and India urged calm while the UN expressed concern over escalation. But in secret, intelligence communities studied the operation. It was a masterclass in modern Warfare, how data, timing and courage could reshape history. Stock markets trembled, oil prices jumped. Yet among all the noise, one reality stood firm: Ukraine had changed the rules of the game. Weeks later, reconstruction began. Russian engineers worked day and night under anti-drone lights. Helicopters patrolled, soldiers watched the horizon with trembling nerves, but every night the same thought haunted them: what if they strike again? Fear had replaced control. The bridge, once a symbol of dominance, had become a symbol of dread. The attack didn't end the war, but it changed its course. Russia's logistics crumbled. Ukraine gained momentum. Across the front, soldiers whispered one phrase: Kerch Bridge. It wasn't just a name anymore, it was a promise. A promise that no matter how strong the enemy, no symbol of tyranny stands forever. Months later, when the dust settled, the world still remembered that night. The explosion wasn't just sound and fire, it was history unfolding. It told every occupied nation, every oppressed soul, even the mightiest bridge can fall. As dawn rose over the Kerch Strait, smoke curled into the sky like a flag of resistance. The waters carried away twisted steel, but left behind a truth too heavy to sink. Ukraine had not just cut a bridge, it had cut the chain of fear. When steel meets fire, empires tremble. When courage meets precision, history rewrites itself. This was not the fall of a bridge, it was the rise of defiance. Ukraine didn't just strike Crimea, it struck the heart of an empire, and the echo still hasn't faded.